When you think of superheroes, chances are your mind jumps straight to Marvel or DC. And hey, fair enough, they've pretty much dominated the genre for decades. But the world of superheroes is way bigger than capes, Batcaves, and multiversal madness. Some of the most creative, bold, and genre-bending takes on superhero stories come from outside the big two. Whether it's dysfunctional superpowered families, gritty anti-heroes, or powers that come with some serious baggage, these shows take the genre in unexpected and exciting directions. So if you're tired of the same old origin stories, this video is for you, because in it we're diving into the 12 superhero shows you need to watch that aren't set in the Marvel or DC universes. The Boys, 2019. If you've ever wondered what superheroes would be like if they were real and completely corrupt, then The Boys is the show for you. Set in a world where superheroes are corporate-sponsored celebrities, The Boys flips the genre on its head, showing how power corrupts absolutely. The biggest offenders? The Seven, a Justice League-style team filled with egotistical, dangerous, and deeply flawed supes, led by the terrifyingly unhinged Homelander. Enter The Boys, a ragtag group of vigilantes determined to expose the truth and take down these so-called heroes by any means necessary. With brutal action, razor-sharp satire, and a pitch-black sense of humor, The Boys delivers a wild, bloody ride that proves superheroes aren't always the good guys. The Umbrella Academy, 2019. Dysfunctional families, time travel, talking monkeys? The Umbrella Academy has it all. Based on the comic series by Gerard Way, yes, of My Chemical Romance fame, this Netflix hit follows 7 superpowered siblings adopted by the eccentric Sir Reginald Hargreaves. Raised as a superhero team, they became deeply flawed adults with a truckload of trauma, and when their estranged brother shows up claiming the apocalypse is imminent, things really get messy. With standout characters like the delightfully chaotic Klaus, the ultra-violent Diego, and the tragically powerful Vanya, the Umbrella Academy blends action, dark humor, and messy family drama in the best way possible. Oh, and did we mention the time-traveling assassins? Heroes, 2006. But before The Boys or the Umbrella Academy, there was Heroes, the show that made everyone believe the prophecy, save the cheerleader, save the world. This groundbreaking NBC series followed ordinary people across the globe who suddenly developed extraordinary abilities, ranging from flight and time travel to rapid healing and mind reading. As their powers awakened, they found themselves entangled in a web of conspiracies and a looming apocalypse. With a diverse cast, thrilling storytelling, and a villain like Sylar who stole both the show and people's brains, Heroes was a must-watch for superhero fans. While later seasons struggle to recapture the magic, its first season remains a masterclass in ensemble storytelling and is still one of the best superhero origin stories on TV. Misfits, 2009. Superpowers should make life easier, right? Not for this group of juvenile delinquents. Misfits took the superhero genre, drenched it in British grit and questionable life choices, and created something unforgettable. After being caught in a freak storm, 5 young offenders gained bizarre abilities. But instead of saving the world, they used them to get through their already messy lives. From mind reading to time travel that never works as planned, their powers are as dysfunctional as they are. What sets Misfits apart is its mix of crass humor, deep character arcs, and genuinely shocking twists. It's chaotic, unpredictable, and absolutely brilliant. It's like The Breakfast Club, but with superpowers and way more murder. Raising Dion, 2019. Most superhero stories focus on adults, but Raising Dion takes a different approach and explores what happens when a child starts developing superpowers. This heartwarming and emotional Netflix series follows Nicole, a single mother trying to raise her 8-year-old son Dion, who begins exhibiting incredible and uncontrollable abilities. As she tries to keep him safe from the dangers of the world and himself, she soon discovers that there's a larger, more sinister force at play. Blending superhero action with themes of family, loss, and responsibility, Raising Dion is a refreshing take on the genre. And watching a young kid discover his powers with wide-eyed wonder makes for a truly compelling watch. Powers, 2015. What if superheroes weren't just real, but were treated like celebrities, with all the scandals and corruption that come with it? That's the world of Powers, a gritty adaptation of Brian Michael Bendis' comic series. Set in a world where superpowered individuals live alongside regular humans, the show follows Christian Walker, a former superhero turned detective, as he investigates crimes involving the superpowered elite. With a mix of police procedural and superhero drama, Powers offered a fresh, grounded take on the genre, exploring the dark side of hero culture in a way few shows dared to. Though it flew under the radar, it remains a hidden gem for fans of superhero stories with a noir twist. No Heroics, 2008. Prior to The Boys cranking superhero satire up to extreme levels, No Heroics gave us a much goofier, more low-stakes take on hero culture. This British comedy imagined a world where superheroes were just another part of everyday life. But instead of saving the day, most were more concerned with bar fights, petty rivalries, and their social status. Set mainly in a pub where second-rate heroes hang out, No Heroics followed a group of very unimpressive superhumans navigating their ridiculous daily lives. Whether it was struggling to get a decent crime-fighting gig or dealing with superhero workplace politics, the show hilariously skewered the superhero genre in a way that felt refreshingly mundane. Extraordinary, 2023. Superpowers should be a life-changing blessing, right? Well, in Extraordinary, they're just another thing to stress about. Set in a world where everyone gets a superpower at 18, the show follows Jen, a painfully average 25-year-old who still hasn't developed hers. While her friends and family flaunt abilities ranging from flight to necromancy, Jen is stuck navigating adulthood, feeling like the ultimate underachiever. With sharp British humor, Extraordinary hilariously explores the awkwardness of growing up through a superpowered lens. Jen's journey of self-discovery, combined with chaotic roommates and a strangely adorable stray cat-turned-human, makes for an original take on superheroes. Because, let's be real, if superpowers were real, most of us wouldn't be saving the world. We'd be just as messy as Jen. Supacell, 2024. Most superhero shows focus on chosen ones, but Supacell flips the script by giving incredible powers to a group of everyday South Londoners. Unlike your typical superhero team, these characters didn't ask for their powers, and they're definitely not suiting up to save the world. Each of them is just trying to get by in their daily lives when their newfound abilities shake everything up. What makes Supacell stand out is its grounded, street-level storytelling, deeply rooted in Black British culture, real-world struggles, and the ripple effects of unexpected power. With raw energy, emotional depth, and intense action sequences, Supacell delivers a superhero story that feels real, and one that absolutely deserves all the attention it's getting. Alphas, 2011. Alphas introduced a world where people with extraordinary abilities weren't saviors, they were liabilities. This sci-fi series followed a government-backed team of individuals with enhanced abilities, think heightened senses, mind control, and super strength, who are tasked with tracking down dangerous alphas like themselves. But with their own powers often feeling more like curses than gifts, the team struggles to balance their mission with their own personal demons. More grounded than your typical superhero show, Alphas leaned into sci-fi realism and psychological drama, exploring what it really means to have powers in a world that fears them. If you love superpowers but prefer them wrapped in mystery and moral dilemmas, Alphas is definitely worth revisiting. The Tick, 2016. If you enjoy superhero satire but want something a little more wholesome, The Tick is your guy. A reboot of the cult classic character, this Amazon Prime series follows Arthur, an anxious accountant who discovers that superheroes and supervillains are very real. He reluctantly teams up with the Tick, an absurdly enthusiastic and comically indestructible hero in a bright blue suit, to take down a sinister conspiracy. Balancing ridiculous humor with surprisingly heartfelt storytelling, the Tick pokes fun at superhero tropes while celebrating them at the same time. It's quirky, clever, and endlessly fun. Exactly what you'd expect from a show where the hero's battle cry is "Spoon!" Honorable mentions. Before we wrap up, here are a few more superhero shows that deserve a shout-out but didn't quite make the final cut. If you're looking for more offbeat, non-Marvel and DC stories, check out Netflix's Jupiter's Legacy, The Imperfects, and The Guardians of Justice, or revisit ABC's short-lived family superhero series, No Ordinary Family. Each brings its own unique spin to the genre, so if you're craving more superpowered action, they're definitely worth a look. Cleverman, 2016. And last but definitely not least, we have Cleverman. Superhero stories often draw from mythology, but Cleverman stands out by weaving Indigenous Australian lore into its dystopian world. Set in a near-future Australia, the show follows Cohen West, a young man who reluctantly inherits the title of Cleverman, a powerful shamanic figure. But instead of embracing his destiny, he's more interested in self-preservation than helping others. Meanwhile, the world is grappling with the existence of the Hairy People, a superhuman race facing relentless government persecution. As tensions rise, Cohen must step up to his role and use his powers to bridge the gap between humans and Harrys. With its rich cultural themes, political allegory, and supernatural elements, Cleverman is a one-of-a-kind superhero show that actually has something to say. Do you agree with our picks for these must-watch superhero shows that aren't set in Marvel or DC universes? Are there any series you'd like to add to this list? Let us know in the comments. Check out TVShowPilot.com for articles on all your favorite shows. And don't forget to subscribe to the TV Show Pilot YouTube channel for more videos like this.